So I'd like to welcome everybody that's joined to the Transform Solution breakout session titled Scaling Safety and Security Solutions at the Edge with Remote Orchestration. Our presenters today are Max Davis from Mirasys and Frankie DiMartino from ServerLI. So maybe we can begin by having each of you gentlemen introduce yourself, starting with Max.
Okay. Yeah, my name is Max. Was the first employee for Mirasys here in the United States, and we started the office here about 7 years ago, and have been able to hit multiple different verticals that have affected gaming and casinos to retail to school, government projects, things like that, and been able to wear a lot of hats and help in a lot of different ways. Right now, my title is Business Development Manager for the U.S., and yeah.
Great. Frankie?
Hey guys, Tom, thank you for having us. Really appreciate it. Everything ZEDEDA is doing this event has been awesome. It's been fantastic. I'm listening on multiple sessions, and it's been amazing to hear all the conversations and technology attributes. Hey, so I'm Frankie DiMartino. I am the CEO of ServerLI. Got about 20 years of experience in the security safety market. My claim to fame was virtualizing disparate systems back in 2006 and 2007 and selling off a company. And then, went into the belly of the beast shortly thereafter, working for various manufacturers. And I'm happy to report with two of the brightest engineers on the planet, we started ServerLI over the past 3 years, and so it's been a work in progress for over 12. And we're happy to be here. So thank you.
Thank you for the intros. So today, Mirasys and ServerLI will talk about their solutions and how they fit into the market, what complexities they encounter, and how they scale their solutions at the edge with remote orchestration. So at this time, I'd like to hand things over to Max to get started. Sorry, I missed your headshots.
Thank you, Tom.
Yep.
So this slide just kind of shows a little bit about the synergy. The previous slide shows a little bit about the synergy between the three companies. There's a lot that ties into this, and some of the challenges I'll go into a little bit later down the line, and Frankie will be as well. But we're seeing a convergence going on in the industry. Security seems to be changing more and more rapidly. The mom and pop shops that are used to doing analog is now, having to jump on to IP bandwagon and really come to understand how to secure it and how to provide the best possible result. So Mirasys, as a VMS manufacturer, we have been looking for a way to help these integrators manage all of those boxes in the field, and to be able to manage updates, to be able to tie in multiple different integrations. Of course, Mirasys is an open architecture solution, and so being able to have all those different connections to make that possible, and the know-how. So somebody like ServerLI with years of experience and the know-how to implement that, to work together to provide an end result that's going to be what a customer needs. This slide is a great detail that shows that, showing basically VMS assigned to a couple cores on the machine with an AI model potentially that's running on another virtual machine, with ServerLI kind of helping design and implement, and then of course multiple different, if you want access control integration, things like that, that would allow all that to come together. So we're going to go on to the next slide there, Tom. Next there, okay. Sure. So wanted to just provide you a little bit about Mirasys, a little background. We started back in 1997 in Helsinki, Finland, and if you don't know much about Finland, they're extremely innovative. They start speaking English from second grade on. A lot of engineers come out of Finland. They're rated at one of the best for education in the world. So I'm honored to work with the developers over there and the company as a whole. But what's really unique about that time is also IP first hit the market in 1996. Axis released the first camera in 1996 right next door in Sweden. So it gave us a lot of insight to where things were going to go. So a lot of our engineers came over from Microsoft City. Some came from Nokia. A lot of developers with a strong IT background. So we've focused since then till now to be open, completely open architecture. And I'm sure everybody on this call has heard of ONVIF. We are ONVIF Profile S, B, and C. However, we use that as a last resort. And a lot of companies are using that as a focus to be open. And I think that's somewhat open, but we take a native approach, which means we work directly with Axis and we use their Vapix SDK. We take advantage of Sinapi 2.0 with Hanwha. We work with Panasonic, we work with Sony, Bosch, you name it. And we get those SDKs and we make it work within our software the way it was meant to work. You get a lot more benefits out of it that way. We also have a dedicated IP camera driver team. I would say they are the strongest asset that we could have. We've worked with top tier manufacturers and helped them along with their own drivers to make it better. And they're great for rescue as well. We do offer hardware that comes with 3 years of our software updates included on it, and you get the next business day on-site warranty with that as well. We primarily work with Dell, Advantech, and Lanner as options that give you basically any kind of offering for any kind of situation you might be in. Give you an idea of Federation, our largest project to date is the city of Bangkok, Thailand. They have over 30,000 cameras there. We're monitoring intersections up to 120 frames per second, K through 12 schools all throughout the city. It's a massive deployment. Just to give you kind of an idea of how far we can reach. Okay, next slide, Tom. So this just kind of shows you a little bit more about it, not just being open as far as camera support, but we are truly open as far as everything is concerned. We're able to send commands to say an Axis audio horn to display an audio message after hours. We can send a command to Raytech lighting to strobe the lights in the case of an emergency. Where the options are endless. We have a unified integration plugin that allows you to pull in data from virtually any third-party system with JSON, XML, HTTP, you name it. We can pull that data and tie it to video and allow you to search that data and find it. So we definitely go above and beyond as far as open is concerned. And of course, we are Windows.NET framework based, but as far as communication, it makes it very easy for us to adapt for integration. All right, next slide, Tom. So this just kind of shows you a little bit of example of what we do that goes beyond just the standard. If you want to just click again there, Tom, it'll play this little video. Oh, back one. There should be a video there.
I think it got lost in the
migration.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Sorry.
So no worries. Basically, 360 cameras have become a pretty normal thing in a surveillance system. And what we found is a lot of companies will do a really tough job on dewarping. It uses a lot of resources. We've been able to create both native and open integrations for 360 cameras. So basically you get quad view, single view, double panorama. But where we went above and beyond what anybody else is doing is some people have moved away from 360 cameras simply because when you export the video, you then have to walk a customer through how to dewarp the video. And we take that step out of it. However you're looking at the video when you export it is how it's going to show up on the other side. So something that's very simple, but nobody has done that step that adds a lot of value to those 360 and fisheye cameras. So going on to the next slide, if you will, Tom, please. Kind of another, this kind of leads into our challenge as well. This dashboard, we had a customer come to us that is big in retail, and they wanted to see very quickly at a glance in the dashboard every exception, void cell, no cell, post voids, line voids, all those things. And they wanted to be able to quickly compare all of the operators to see those transactions very quickly. So we went to the drawing board, we scoped something up, we presented it to them, they loved it, and we moved forward. So we adapted a whole integration. We did the integration with the POS system, StorePoint, in 3 days on a Thanksgiving weekend. And then we showed it to them on Monday, and we created this dashboard as another step to go even deeper. And it just kind of shows that we're not just stuck in a mold. We're able to adapt with what the needs of the users are and provide results that will help them, with loss prevention and get the details they need. So this just kind of shows a really good example of that. All right, next slide there, Tom, if you will. So some of the challenges that we see from VMS standpoint, and this happens constantly, is that there still seems to be a large lack of knowledge as far as network is concerned. So our support is constantly helping out with, even the basics on networking. Sometimes people set up just subnetting across large school districts instead of using VLANs. They'll have a flat network where if they do create VLANs, they're routed, and it just is a big insecure mess. So we see a lot of that. We also see that, with that, they don't really understand virtualization. They don't understand the ability to kind of take that vulnerability out of the play. Also policies, being able to do Windows updates, push Windows updates, make sure the machines are up to date. We always recommend to keep the machines up to date. And I know that's kind of strange coming from a VMS manufacturer, but we want the machines to be up to date. We want them to have patches applied so that the devices are secure. The other challenge is they don't have any contingency as far as backups and longevity to make sure that these machines are accounted for and that they can put the same backup files on a new machine and keep the system running. And then, of course, one of my favorite ZEDEDA slides, they showed this missing, the old milk carton with the missing server on it. And so I put that in mind because it makes a lot of sense. So we see a lot of value in ZEDEDA. We see a lot where a lot of these challenges are overcome by having all of that managed in the cloud, being able to ship a box, have it scanned in. There's accountability. It's accessible. It's manageable. They can remote into it for troubleshooting purposes through that interface, manage updates and backups to make sure that if it ever needs to be applied back, all the tools are in place to do that. So I'm really happy to be presenting alongside with Frankie. I've known him for a little bit here, but been very impressed by him and his knowledge base, and what a phenomenal design for the company. So appreciate the opportunity to be here with both companies presenting today.
Great.
Perfect. All right. So, hey guys, again, my name is Frankie DiMartino. Max, thanks for showcasing what Mirasys and your team can do. And thanks for highlighting what's going on in our domain, in our industry, right? So let's face it, the design and configuration of a video surveillance project can be very complicated, right? Especially if you're looking to collapse multiple disparate systems into one. ServerLI is focused on providing the hardware, software solutions from the edge to the data center, right? So at our core, we're a solutions business and not a hardware provider. We sought to deliver computer vision, surveillance, and analytics solutions by providing the hardware, logistics, and integrations to build proven solutions. Can we go to the next slide, please? So as Max highlighted moments ago, in the safety and security market, there's a large gap in domain knowledge, right? Anyone can buy and resell servers or appliances from manufacturers into the surveillance and IoT market, right? Those resellers know their solutions are undifferentiated commercial off-the-shelf products. They lack the computer vision, video storage, subject matter expertise to provide optimized solutions. So we go to the next, yep. So when it's time to transform your solution experience, you need more than just a server and storage vendor, right? You choose a partner, not just a server manufacturer. Choose a trusted, proven team who puts you and your customers first, right? ServerLI provides innovative hardware, consultative solution design in the video surveillance and IoT ecosystem, right? We understand each solution starts with hardware. However, each solution requires a deep understanding of all the devices to provide the right solution, right? Can we go to the next, please? So we provide consultative solution design. Go to the next, the innovative customized solutions. Go to the next, subject matter expertise. Go to the next, to provide simple, fast, and reliable solutions, right? So can we go to the next, please? We have a large ecosystem, again, with limited IT domain knowledge. And I'm sorry to be speaking out of both sides of my mouth, but the market is traditionally slow to adopt and integrate new technology, but hyper vigilant on architecture pertaining to the trends of IT infrastructure, right? Can we go to the next slide? So in a traditional surveillance solution, you've got an edge device, whether it's a camera, access control card, or reader, or a POS machine going up to like edge nodes and clusters into a public or private cloud or a hybrid or on-prem solution, right? Can we go to the next slide? But as we move forward, we're seeing more and more complex solutions that require integrations of non-traditional safety and security ecosystems, but adjacent markets, right? So for instance, let's IoT safe city solution where, people want to integrate FANUC robots, right? Call boxes, traffic sensors, street lighting, smart buildings, smart controls, right? Into one centralized solution, enabling visual intelligence. Now, this is hard to do with limited subject matter expertise, right? Can we go to the next slide? So again, as Max touched upon, if we want to enable all those disparate systems in one environment, it's easy. We're going to work with ZEDEDA and Mirasys to make this type of thing happen, right? We can pin a GPU for analytics and provision it just for the analytic. If the VMS provider needs more CPU, well, we're going to pin more CPU to it as well, right? And to take things a step further, can we get to the next slide, please? I've got to talk about the ZEDEDA mobile app, right? So with 8 easy steps, ZEDEDA is providing the market with an easy button to ramp up to the modern world, right? The app provides the ability to create a true edge orchestration. Doing so, we are eliminating the complexity of IT and provide seamless integration from hardware to application, enabling the world with visual intelligence. Now, this is really, really exciting. And I can't tell you the number of times we've been asked how to pin to Max's point, lots of folks don't understand virtual machines. They don't understand CPU resources, bandwidth requirements. A lot of folks in our industry just don't get it. But by using the ZEDEDA app, if we go to the next slide, what we're essentially doing is bridging the gap between surveillance and IoT, right? With edge orchestration, and we're eliminating we're providing technology promise and domain expertise needed to modernize the safety and security market. So together with the folks like at MBX and Tom Morrison, ZEDEDA, Mirasys, and us, we are transforming the market, right? We're offering prepackaged solutions. We are hardware agnostic to whatever your hardware desire is. We can white label the product for you, and it's purpose built and priced as a package, right? And the open orchestration of the API prevents lock-in, right? So no more is the market bound just to whatever the ecosystem tells it to do, right? So we are transforming the market together, and we're better together than as a bunch of individuals working in the market blindly, right? So if we go to the next slide. So with that, that wraps up what I have to say about ServerLI, but I would be remiss if I didn't say thank you to the ServerLI team, Mirasys, ZEDEDA, and Tom Larson and his team over at MBX. So thank you for all you guys do. And we really appreciate being here with ZEDEDA Transform. And if we can provide any follow-up answers to any of the questions you may have, please get them over to us.
Well, great. I appreciate both of you guys taking the time to come out and speak today and talk about how, the Better Together story that I think you've both just done an excellent job of articulating. I was looking to see if there'd be any questions, if anyone had anything coming in on the chat, but I don't see anything quite yet. But with that, I suppose we can wrap this session. Again, thank you to Max and Frankie for taking the time today and showing us what their solutions can do and how we all work together as a joint solution going to market. I'll end the session at this point, and then we can go back to the session and join the next area of interest.
Absolutely.
Again, thanks again, guys.
Hey, thank you, Tom.
Take care.
Thank you.